Hey, it's Greg Stanley, and as I record this, I'm about to fly a marathon flight to Palm Springs to look at something special, hopefully to replace that Hypo Mustang I recently sold in a record 17 hours. So if you're not on my newsletter and you'd like to see some cool cars that come up for sale, just shoot me a note, Greg, at thecollectorcarpodcast.com. And then where do I go to after that? Well, I've got a cool little Porsche rally this weekend, a local one here in Cincinnati that should be a lot of fun. And then I'm in town Monday, Tuesday, and then I'm off to Monterey. So in honor of that, I came up with this fun song called Monterey Chrome. Now, as always, listen to the first 30 seconds, and then the entire song will be at the end of this podcast.
Well, the sun comes up on the Cali coast. Car nuts rolling from coast to coast. Ferraris, Bugattis, a Lambo or two. Monterey Car Week, we're coming for you.
From the quail to the tour, engines roar in the breeze. Going spiders and old Bentleys. Every curve's a picture, every chrome line's art. And the auction blocks where the magic starts.
Monterey Chrome, Monterey shine.
RM Sotheby's is the world's largest collector car auction house by total sales. They are the preeminent market maker of high-quality collector cars and collections, regardless of size or complexity. By working in partnership with the Sotheby's team and its network of 80 offices in 40 countries, RM Sotheby's has established the largest client network of any collector car auction house in the world. Join the RM Sotheby's family by connecting with one of their car specialists at rmsotheby's.com or contact me directly at gstanley@rmsotheby's.com. All right, welcome to the Collector Car Podcast. Hey, it's Greg Stanley, and this is the big Monterey special here. So we have a lot of stuff to cover right now. Yes, there are a lot of Ferraris, but I am going to kick it off with a couple sealed bids that are really, really cool happening right now that they can be yours if you're the highest bidder through our Sotheby sealed platform. And then I will cover some non-Ferraris to kick it off, kind of what I would consider blue chip collectibles. I'm kind of curious to see how they do in this auction environment, the way our global economics have been the last 12 months or so. So I'm going to go through those first, and then I will get to some incredible Ferraris, including 3 F40s, which are very, very special. So RM Sotheby's Monterey auction begins on April the 13th. That's a Wednesday. That's the preview day, 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. Thursday the 14th, again, 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. Friday, 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and then the auction kicks off Friday night, the 15th, at 5:30 p.m. And then Saturday is obviously the really big night, the 16th, 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. preview, and the big auctions occurring 5 p.m. Now, if I remember this correctly, the low estimate is going to be around $160 million worth of cars selling in just 2 nights over approximately 4 hours each night. Now, this sale will occur at the Monterey Conference Center, which is at the iconic Portola Hotel. And it's a really cool setup there because they will have cars staged outside in the roundabout. They'll have another area outside for viewing. And then they obviously have them inside as well on the first floor as well as on the second floor. So quite a setup here. So I am going to go through quite a few cars. If you're joining me online, I will have some great pictures of these cars. And not only will I give you a few bullet points about each car, but if it's a special car, I might read the description a little bit. So, all right, our first car, like I said, is a big car. And I'm starting off huge here, McLaren F1. Now, this is a 1997 example, and it is going to be sold via Sotheby's sealed platform. I do not know if it's going to be there in person in Monterey. I hope it is. It's always fun to see an F1 in person. And this will close during the Monterey auction car weekend. So just a few notes about this one. This one has just 3 owners and just under 6,500 miles from new. A resident of the San Francisco Bay Area from new, delivered new to Larry Ellison. Numerous McLaren special operations post-production upgrades, including upgraded air conditioning, upgraded radiators, sports exhaust, and aluminum fuel tank. One of 7 McLaren F1s exported to the U.S. when new via Ameritech. So it will be interesting to see what that will sell for. Estimate is somewhere north of $23 million. All right, another great car to talk about under the Sotheby's sealed platform here that's going to be sold, a 1985 Ferrari 288 GTO. Now, this is a big dog. I don't have a number on this, but I would expect it would sell north of $6 million. Why? Because this one shows just under 950 miles on its odometer. It's the 99th one produced of all the GTOs, fitted with optional air conditioning and power windows. Recent major mechanical service at Ferrari of Central Florida. It's among the lowest original mileage examples remaining, with potentially only 6 or less true sub 1,000 mile 288 GTO believed to exist. Now the bidding opens on Wednesday, the 13th of August. So usually those are about a week. So that one will not close until about a week after Monterey. Okay, and I do have one more Ferrari to kick it off. 2025 Ferrari Daytona SP3 tailor-made. The value is in excess of $3.5 million. Now, what's special about this one is I believe it's the last one that is being built by Ferrari and offered to the public. And Ferrari is listing this with RM Sotheby's, with all the proceeds going to a nonprofit. There is not even a buyer's premium. Ferrari to donate this additional SP3 for charity auction. All proceeds will benefit the Ferrari Foundation for future educational initiatives. A capstone example specially developed and built by Ferrari's tailor-made customization program. Okay, if you're not watching online, this car is half exposed carbon fiber, so a very, very dark gray, and half yellow. So they only painted half the car, and down the center line is the Ferrari script. So very, very cool, very, very interesting. It totally looks like a yellow car from one side and totally looks like a different car from the other side. There's actually a really great video of this car being put together by Ferrari. I will have that link in the description. All right, like I said, it's not all about Ferraris, so let's talk about the 1935 Auburn 851 Supercharged Speedster. Now, the estimate on this one is $1 million to $1.5 million. The very first Auburn 851 Speedster produced with numerous early production features. Known history back to the early 1950s with several noted collectors. Well-preserved restoration by RM Auto Restorations. You know they do a great job, having won 7 Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance Best of Show. It's certified by the Aubencourt Duesenberg Club, and it's the most significant example of one of the most beautiful classics ever built. So it will be interesting to see what this sells for. I know it's in a mega collection right now, so it's been very well cared for. So this one will be interesting to see, because there has been a big shift out of this era of car to newer stuff. The next generation, they're just not buying these. So it'll be interesting to see how this performs at the RM Sotheby's Monterey sale. All right, next we have a 1980 BMW M1, $550,000 to $650,000. Offered from its first and only owner, likely one of the finest examples in existence. It looks like it has less than 3,900 miles at the time of cataloging. Well preserved and maintained over the years with numbers matching engine. Now it has all of its original documentation. It's red with, looks like, black interior, your classic M1, and some great colors. All right, next we have a 1935 Duesenberg Model J Torpedo Phaeton. Now the estimate is $4 to $5 million. So this is a big special bodied car. One of the 5 original Torpedo Phaetons built to Gordon Briggs' masterpiece design. The 1936 Los Angeles Auto Show car featured in the film $1,000 a Minute. Formerly owned by Fred Guyton, John Mozart, and General William Lyon. So this has mega collectors who have owned this thing in the past. Great pedigree. Attains its original chassis, engine, firewall, and coachwork. This is the first original Torpedo Phaeton to have been available in 2 decades. So that explains the $4 to $5 million estimate. I think Duesenbergs will continue to beat any decline in the collector car market valuation trend for cars of the 20s and the 30s. They are just so iconic. All right, another bellwether car is up next. The 1960 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Roadster. The estimate on this one is $1 to $1.2 million. Beautiful color here. It's like a dark blue with a medium blue interior. Offered from long-term collector ownership. Originally configured as a stand wagon with numerous special order features for a North American motor show. Retains its number-matching engine, gearbox, rear axle, and body. Purchased new by Mexican politician, businessman, and prominent road racing supporter Miguel Alemán Velasco, son of the Mexican president who created the legendary Carrera Panamericana. Finished in dark blue over gray leather with a dark blue soft top and matching hard top. Desirably equipped with European headlamps, a Becker radio, color match wheel covers, and Talbot mirror. I've always loved these. I've heard that these are like the best rally cars ever. Much better, much nicer than the Gullwing, because the Gullwings tend to get pretty hot in that cabin. All right, this is a modern collectible that is what I would call a bellwether of the collector car marketplace. The 2011 Porsche 911 GT3 RS, the 4-liter. Now this one's estimate is $925,000 to $1.1 million. Number 394 of 600 produced. The last series production 911 model to feature the Metzger Flat 6, showing less than 160 miles at cataloging time. Factory correct Carrera white with matching wheels and standard interior in black and red. These are really, really cool cars. They definitely are a blue chip investment for your portfolio. I think this thing will not go down for a very, very long time. This is definitely a next generation collector car. So yes, $925,000 to $1 million sounds like a lot of money, and it is. But look at this car 5 years from now. I bet it will have more than doubled. All right, another Porsche. I brought this one up because roof is getting a lot of attention right now with the Yellowbird selling recently. This is a 2021 roof CTR anniversary, $2.8 to $3.4 million. Isn't that crazy? Because this is just from 2021. The 25th of just 50 produced. Well, that's one reason. Finished in paint to sample Riviera blue over black buffalo special leather, custom ordered with lollipop fixed back Kevlar carbon seats and Pepta inserts, outrageously specified with every carbon fiber option, front axle lift system, paint to sample titanium matte wheels, lightweight doors, and Riviera blue highlights throughout. Presented with fewer than 200 miles since new. A carbon monocoque masterpiece representing the legacy of the CTR Yellowbird lineage. I hate to see these cars not being driven. This one's pretty wild looking because of its spec. It almost looks like a really cool Lego model or something. I don't know. It just almost looks like a toy the way they have it spec'd. It looks very, very cool. All right, next is a car I've talked about before, and I would love to have one. I would really love to have this one. 2011 Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG Coupe. The estimate is $150,000 to $200,000. The sinister spiritual successor to the 300 SL Coupe. Delivered new to the consignor, then driven just over 14,000 miles at the time of cataloging. Finish in the alluring special order color combination of Benito blue metallic over sand leather with blue piping and blue contrast stitching. I love the color combination. Desirably equipped with a Bang & Olufsen BO sound system, memory package, and AMG performance steering wheel, aluminum trim, and 7-spoke light alloy wheels. Looks really good. They're wheels you don't typically see on these. Beautiful car. The estimate is $150,000 to $200,000, which sounds a little low to me. They typically sell at $200,000 to $225,000. Really low. This is higher mileage for one of these, but to me the colors really set it off. All right, another next-gen collectible. The 1995 BMW M3 Lightweight, $150,000 to $200,000, offered without reserve. One of just 126 examples of the 1995 only E36 generation M3 Lightweight. Homologation Special Edition conceived for IMSA production car racing. Presented in Alpine White featuring tricolor BMW Motorsport flag graphics over a black interior with Hurricane and anthracite sports seat and carbon fiber trim. Naturally aspirated 3.0-liter S50 inline-six engine delivering 243 horsepower via a 5-speed manual transmission. These are pretty amazing, pretty iconic. They're not the fastest things in the world, but they're pretty cool. And you definitely can't go wrong with one of these. So if you can get this over $100,000 but under $150,000, it's a good deal. All right, another next-gen collectible, the 2019 Porsche 911 Speedster, $400,000 to $425,000. This one is silver, and it has the gumball number 48 on the side. I've never been a big fan of the gumball, but it is what it is. One of only 1,948 991 generation 911 Speedsters produced. Annual maintenance and driven just 914 miles at the time of cataloging. Desirably equipped with the Heritage Design Package, finished in GT silver metallic over a black and cognac interior. So nice color combination. Has a lot of cool options and Thrilling performance thanks to a 911 GT3 derived 502 horsepower flat six and 6-speed manual gearbox. Offered by its first owner and accompanied by matching number Porsche design chronograph. So you get the watch. A lot of folks will buy the watch with the car, then keep the watch as a memento. So it's nice to see that this watch is going with the car. All right, next is not, it's not an expensive car. It's not, a blue chip car. It's not like one that tells me how the click-to-car market's going. I have just never seen one, and there's two of these in the auction. A 1955 Moretti 1200 Sport Spider, estimates $300,000 to $400,000. These things look like little toys. The first of only two examples bodied with Michelotti's expressive open coachwork, exhibited at the 1955 Brussels Motor Show, domiciled for 35 years by a marquee collector, extended restoration completed by 2016, including rebuild of matching numbers engine, and it was shown at the 2017 Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance. Really, really cute little car. It'd be fun to own one of these. I don't know that I'd fit, but I just had never seen one. So I thought, you know what? Let me share it with you. All right, now there is a collection of 11 Alfa Romeos, racing Alfa Romeos, and this is one of them. This is one of the 2 or 3 marquee ones. The 1964 Alfa Romeo Giulia TZ Double Bubble, estimates $700,000 to $900,000. The only TZ one delivered new with a double bubble roof, approximately the 61st of 117 examples built in total. Oh, that's rare. Originally owned and raced in period by cultural figure Dmitry Nabokov, privateer racer, collector, writer, translator, opera singer, and son of celebrated novelist Vladimir Nabokov. It was campaigned extensively in Europe, 1965, 1,000 kilometers of Monza, and has a racing history in Australia. Cover car of the 1969 issue of Sports Car World magazine. Offered from 34 years of diligent care by a marquee collector and vintage racing enthusiast. And the second one I'll pick, because I just think it's so cool looking, is the 1968 Alfa Romeo T33/2 Daytona. The estimate is $1.7 to $2 million, offered without reserve. The first of only a handful of T33-2 examples, factory equipped with a 2.5-liter engine during the 1968 season, one of approximately 10 surviving T33/2s. Let's see, raced in 1968, 69. Let's see, it was in the 1968 24 Hours of Daytona, Targa Florio, and Nürburgring 1,000 kilometer, and 1969 Mazda 1,000 kilometer, and Spa 1,000 kilometer. So raced quite a bit. It's a rare and important example of Milan's celebrated prototype racing legend. All right, we're off to another Ferrari here, but this one's interesting because you can't actually drive it, I don't believe. It's 2011 Ferrari LaFerrari prototype M4. So the estimate's $9 to $1.2 million. Sold on bill of sale only. An incredible opportunity to acquire a fascinating part of Ferrari history. A first phase development and test move for the revered LaFerrari hypercar, known internally during LaFerrari development as F-150 Muletto M4. Primarily based around the 458 Italia, but housing a hybrid V12 powertrain. That would be pretty cool to see. Retains prototype switchgear and distinctive bodywork. I would not necessarily call it attractive, but if you squint your eyes towards the back half of the car, you can see that 458 hiding in there somewhere. All right, next is a Ferrari that I just pulled out because it's not an expensive Ferrari, comparatively speaking. Let me preface that. And it's not that attractive, but I think it's going to be one that might ring the bell and catch people by surprise based on its spec. It's a 2006 Ferrari 612 bicolor Detroit. So the estimate is $275 to $325. One of 5 distinct factory 612 bicolor show cars built to promote Ferrari's personalization program, displayed on Ferrari's stand at the 2006 Detroit Auto Show. Used by Ferrari's press department in several period factory brochures, catalogs, and dealer displays, striking two-tone livery of Rubino Michelizzato over Nero Daytona. Sorry, that's tough. Bespoke interior featuring cioccolato and beige leather, deviated stitching, quilted accents, and contrasting piping. I just think that it's such an interesting, custom-made, rare car that nobody's ever seen or very rarely seen, it might really ring the bell for a collector that has all the other Ferraris but has never actually seen one of these. Now, we do have some really mega Ferraris I'm not even touching base on from the 50s, some that are in the $4 to $6 million range. So check those out as well. All right, we're going to get away from Ferraris for a second and talk about this 1991 Mercedes-Benz 560 SEC 6.0 AMG wide body. The estimate is $650,000 to $850,000. This one is absolutely stunning. I could be wrong, but I might have seen this one in the parking lot at Moto Miami earlier this year. It's called the Maroccato Missile, a unique, outrageously specified example of one of the decade's most iconic and era-defining poster cars. That has this incredible green metallic over a bespoke extended buffalo leather interior commissioned by AMG. Notable equipment includes hand-painted, grain-matched leather gauge faces, Nakamichi sound system, and every available performance option. Now this has the big 6-liter M117/9 AMG V8 engine, and it indicates fewer than 46,000 miles at the time of cataloging. It is by far one of the coolest versions of these cars you'll ever see. That is why it is being sold at Monterey. All right, we're going to talk about some Ferrari F40s here. This one will be interesting because I know some of the other F40s that are being offered over the week from some of RM Sotheby's competitors are priced quite a bit higher. This one is a 1990 Ferrari F40. Estimate is $2.4 million to $2.6 million. Single ownership and just 224 miles from new. Desirable non-cat, non-adjust example. Recent emergence from long-term storage, never before seen publicly. Andrew did a really nice video. I'll overlay it here in a second just because I think it was really cool. He talks about how you can identify an unrestored, authentic F40. Really cool. I learned a couple things. All right, we have another F40, 1992 F40, estimates $2.5 to $2.8 million. The Blue Chip F40, an utterly unique, spectacular interpretation of the iconic Ferrari anniversary supercar. It's in this crazy, like light blue, metallic light blue over blue Alcantara trim. A late production Italian home market example sold new to Bologna, offered from a significant private collection and documented with ownership and service history. Tastefully enhanced via an F40 LM gearbox, different brakes, tubby exhaust, and a lot of other little things. This one's interesting because no F40s left the factory red. This one's blue, so obvious repaint, and it has a slightly higher estimate than the red one, which has 0 miles. So it'll be interesting to see. It wouldn't surprise me if the low mileage red one outperformed the slightly higher mileage blue one, or the restored blue one. We'll see. Well, the big dog of the sale is this 1993 Ferrari F40 LM. Now, this is a serious race car, so $8.5 to $9.5 million. The 14th of 19 examples prepared, built to GTC specifications, the most powerful F40 engine, developing an astonishing 760 horsepower. Ferrari Classic A certified in 2009, authenticating the matching numbers engine transaxle. Ferrari Classic A certified in 2009, authenticating the matching numbers engine transaxle and coachwork. Documented with factory build sheets, factory invoice, early title, and history report by marquee expert Marcel Massini. Now, it's won a bunch of awards. Incredible car. Once in a lifetime chance to own one of these things. And some people have compared this to the modern version of the Ferrari GTO. I don't necessarily totally agree because this one you cannot drive it on the street to your local Kroger store and keep it in your garage. If you could, I think it definitely would be worth 2 or 3 times the current evaluation. All right, and then the poster car for RM Sotheby's Monterey sale, 1995 Ferrari F50, $6.5 to $7.5 million. One of just 2 U.S. specification F50s in Giallo Modena, so yellow. Ordered new and retained for 8 years by Ralph Lauren. Offered directly from single enthusiast ownership over the last 22 years, and it has not been shown in public or displayed since 2009. Immaculate condition, displaying fewer than 5,400 miles. Ferrari Classic A certified. This is a very, very cool car. And what's interesting about F50s right now, nobody wants a red one. Everybody wants some other color because they're much rarer. I think of the 349 or so, 300 are considered to be red. So those other 49, people want those. All right, this is an interesting Italian beast. The 2021 Lamborghini Sian FKP37, estimates 2.4 to 2.8. Lamborghini's landmark first hybrid hypercar, one of 63 produced, showing just over 208 miles at cataloging time. 6.5-liter V12 with supercapacitor electric system, producing 819 horsepower. 0 to 62 miles per hour comes up in just 2.8 seconds. Bespoke color scheme of Viola Althina over Nero Cosmos. Equipped from the factory with the $105,000 carbon package. I've seen these trade in the $3 million range, slightly above $3 million. So this one should sell easily at the high estimate. All right, just two more now. Now I mentioned that roof Yellowbirds were doing tremendously well. Well, this is a 1989 roof CTR1 Yellowbird lightweight. It's not actually yellow. $4.5 to $5 million. Redbird is what it's called. A highly personalized build, and the only CTR finished in paint to sample Bordeaux red. Oh, that's pretty cool. One of only 6 lightweights produced, previously used as Roof's personal car. Retains its number matching 3.4-liter twin-turbo flat-six engine. It's been authenticated, all sorts of cool stuff, and it has fewer than 12,000 miles on it at the time of cataloging. This one would be very interesting to see how it does. It'd be cool to see the yellow one, Yellowbird, next to the Redbird. All right, in our last one, I picked this one last on purpose because we had one of these sell a couple years ago as the last car in the wholesale. It's a 1996 Nissan Skyline GTR Nismo 400R, and there was just a handful of people left in the auction, and it set a world record price. In Monterey, it almost doesn't matter where your car is placed, it's going to sell. Now, the estimate on this one's $900 to $1.1 million. A digital racing legend, the star of the original Gran Turismo video game, among the most desirable, critically acclaimed, and collectible of all Skyline models. One of just 34 cars built to celebrate the R33 GTR, racing in the 24 Hours of Le Mans, presented in dark gray pearl over a black interior featuring Nismo sport seats, powered by a twin-turbocharged 2.8-liter RBX GT2 straight six developing 400 horsepower. Odometer just shows under 4,500 miles at the time of cataloging. Now, I'm not crazy about the color on this one or the side stripe, but this is definitely a next-generation collectible. So if you can get an R32, R33, R34, get them now. And now, like I said before, if you're not on my email blast, my private newsletter, please shoot me a note. Greg at the Collector Car Podcast, and I will add you. I do some fun stories, share some cars for sale privately. And then if you're going to be in Monterey, keep an eye out for me. I will be judging at Concorso Italiano Saturday morning. I will go to Katie's to get the Eggs Benedict one of the mornings with some of my previous guests for the podcast. I will be at RM Sotheby's quite a bit, so you can always find me there. I'm hoping to score a ticket to the Quail. I missed the cutoff to buy one. If you have one, shoot me a note there as well. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and here is the rest of that song I promised you.
Well, the sun comes up on the Cali coast, car nuts rolling from coast to coast, Ferraris, Bugattis, a Lambo or two, Monterey Car Week, we're coming for you.
From the Quail to the Tour, engines roar in the breeze, going spiders and old Bentleys. Every curve's a picture, every chrome line's art, and the auction blocks where the magic starts.
For Monterey Chrome, Monterey shine, $1 million dreams on the auction line. From barn find dust to concourse gold, under the hammer, watch the legend be sold.
Got a 60s GTO sitting under the lights, an Aston that raced on French nights, bitters and tuxes, paddles held high. That V12 sings and the numbers fly. From Pebble Beach lawns to the auction floor, history's riding through the big glass door. You blink tickets gone and the price just soared. Some lucky souls driving home a reward. Their Monterey chrome, Monterey shine, $1 million dreams on the auction line. From barn finders to concourse gold, under the hammer, watch the legend be sold. Exit Katie's at the break of dawn. Ferraris on ocean, keep the caffeine on. Hammers falling in the midnight heat. Every sail's a story, every car's a beat. So polish your wheels, bring your best game face. In Monterey, baby, it's a high-octane race. And then when that gavel drops, you better hold on tight. Auction fever's burning through the night. Oh, Monterey chrome, let's